You know, actually, I can't even work like this, you guys. Fuck this thing. Yeah. People do some pretty stupid things nowadays. I mean, everybody in here has done something stupid, like had a questionable hookup at a party, played Farmville for hours on end, or ate a double down from KFC. But sometimes people do stupid things for another reason, and that's for the story. This guy knows what I'm talking about. You know, those times in your life where you want to do something just so you can share that stupidity with your friends and people close to you in life? Yeah. So recently I broke my ankle. And this was one of those kind of events that I did to have an epic tale.
On purpose, right?
Pretty much. So basically, it was a pretty stupid idea. I already knew that from the beginning. But it was just such a great opportunity that you had to go through with it, you know? So you can have that opportunity that you can only have once in a lifetime. So what was the event? It definitely wasn't a shitty-ass show on NBC about aliens and presidential assassinations or anything, no. The event that I went to was called Slip and Bleed.
Smart!
Yeah. So, we'll start with who my friend's called Poohberry, because that's what I call him, and who lives in Birmingham, Alabama. Basically, his front yard is a 60-foot vertical hill with just a few feet of stopping right by his house. So, I mean, when he pulls into his driveway, it's like going on a NASA space shuttle launch off, just move, and then an instant stop so he doesn't crash into the garage. So we had the bright idea to turn his mountain-like front lawn into a slip and slide. But all we had to do was figure out some way that we could actually stop at the bottom so we didn't hit the street and get destroyed by the asphalt. What did we decide to use for that? Just a cushiony pool of water. Yeah. How did we make this pool, you ask? Well, like any young MacGyvers, we actually used a whole bunch of used mattresses and couches and dirty carpets from all the thrift stores in the area. I know, it just keeps getting worse and worse, right? Well, if the fall doesn't get you, then the disease and infection of the mattresses that'll cushion the blow will. Luckily enough, we used a roof tarp over top, so that way it would keep the disease out and keep the water in. I mean, we even used white trash physics and threw a bowling ball down the hill to see which way our mass would go. Actually, after Newton's laws came about. So once all 20 guests or so arrived, what did we do? Well, anytime a group of stupid white people get together and you're just going to use those tools at your disposal. We drank a shitload of alcohol, decided to soap ourselves up with laundry detergent for extra speed, and threw ourselves relentlessly down this death hill. It was as awesome as it sounds, yeah. I went down 50 or so times with just minimal blood loss. But at the end of the night, when things were starting to cool down, I just had to go one more time because that's the way it always happens when you tempt fate too many times doing stupid shit, and we all know what happened here. I broke my ankle. So what did I do with all this free time that I had that I wasn't working while I was healing? Played a shitload of video games like I was in 7th grade summer break again. Anybody play games online in here?
Yes!
All right. So basically the difference between doing it back in the day and now is online multiplayer. So instead of being cramped up, everybody in one room playing shit like Mario Kart or Bomberman, you get to kill people and teabag your friends and strangers from all over the world while they're not there. It's a bonus too, you don't have to wear your pants, so. And it was actually even more awesome because Halo came out, the new one.
Yeah, Halo. Woo!
And And just like all the other first-person shooters, the best part about them is all the stupid people that talk shit the entire time because of the wonderful anonymity of the internet. Yeah. So you hear things like the usual, "I'm gonna fuck your mother!" To, "Hey, suck a racehorse's cock with Heinz tomato ketchup!" The always classic, "I stuffed a crippled girl into a garbage bag and pissed it in the parking lot." What the hell does that even do with gaming? Oh, and you can't forget about those 13-year-old prepubescent boys that call everybody a fag because you're not going to see them in real life, unless you want to be a contestant on How to Catch a Predator! So over that span of time, I've heard a lot of things, and I've actually got a lot of hate directed towards me too, and it's not because of how good or bad I am at any of the games. No, it's because of my gamer tag. You see, on Xbox Live, my name's Algebra, and for some reason, people really hate algebra. It's not like I'm a teacher or I love math like Brent over there, wherever he's at. No, it's because I thought it would be something funny to get killed by. Because of playing games like Halo 2, you find out that people hate algebra worse than Hitler. So instead of those usual things that you hear, I usually have to deal with people saying things like, "Hey, why don't you go fuck some numbers, huh? Go fuck some numbers!" Or, "You're the reason I dropped out of high school!" And when you can hear rich cultural speech like that from the youth of America all day long, why would you not go down a 60-foot death slide? Knowing that all you're going to do is a few broken bones. Thanks, everybody.